We have the blue Engmar player Zirael at the top side versus the red Isengard player Traki at the bottom side. Again, it's a matchup of evil Saruman, evil Witch King, who is going to be the better evil, or the more evil, you know. We will find out. 2 males coming up for Engmar, and a furnace into the Uruk pit coming up for Isengard. So it's a very early barracks opening, which I'm assuming will be used for creeping the Borg layer right here, and with the pikeman opening. And when we talk about this matchup generally, you know, Isengard has gotten a lot of buffs in the beta, and the buffs are actually kind of affecting the Uruk pit directly. So Uruks, they are now cheaper, Uruk pikemen are also cheaper, which will make Isengard's early game much more present and way more reliable, which is pretty good. Isengard needed that one. Engmar is a very solid faction with a crazy buff to the Black Numenorians that turned a very strong swordman into the best swordman in the game, which is not only gonna win the 1v1 against any swordman, but even good against cavalry, even good against archers. The charge attack got improved, so lots of direct and indirect buffs to the Black Numenorians, and only one nerf. The nerf was to make them more expensive, but trust me on that one, they are worth every single penny. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Black Numenorians have been always better than Uruks in a one-on-one situation, but now when Black Numenorians are hitting level 2, they will smash you. But Uruks got also 2 buffs. So the first buff is to the price from 400 down to 350, but also with level 2 they will unlock now the Bloodthirsty, which means they will be passively dealing 25% more damage, which is a very significant buff and will make the Uruks, also a very strong swordman, even stronger. So Isengard creeping, so it's a very traditional opening, pikeman opening into creeping and then swordman right after to go for the push. We have Gundabad orcs capturing the signal fire on the right side to get some more vision. And generally speaking, this map, Jungles of Farharat, of course the biggest map in the map pool, it can actually make the game last a while, and we might get the chance to see a full potential of the 2 factions in the mid to late game. I want to see that. Engmar has a very strong army, Isengard has a very strong eco, which might give Isengard the chance to outspam Engmar, and then we will see. You know, I've not seen many games between Engmar and Isengard which last more than 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so we have Hall of the Kingsmen into the Wolf Den. So basically we will have now Wolf Riders and Wolf Packs, which can be very nice on a map like this, because it's a huge map, and you having mobility can be very strong. Okay, the Furnace has no protection, he's also not demolishing it in time. They're gonna hit level 2 after that one. Each level matters, each level makes your unit stronger. And Crossbowmen, they are a bit too late, but I think he should be able to keep the other Furnaces protected. The key to victory in this map, I think, is to expand like crazy. The beta is rewarding the farm spam, and this can be achieved on a map like this way easier than on a map like Forts of Eisen, for example. The mill is going to be bursted down. It's going to be a strong push with Uruks and Pikemen and Warchant. Remember, the Warchant has been nerfed, so is the Riding Call. Gives you now way less damage and armor, makes the overall buff advantage way weaker than it used to be in the previous versions. Extrovers being buffed also with the Warchant. The Wolfpacks, they can eat the Uruk Pikemen alive, and beautiful trample to clean up. Only 1 mill has been lost. I think it's okay for Engmar, because he was able to treat that by destroying one of the enemy furnaces. Looks like you want to creep this with the Gundabad orcs and pikemen. Should be no problem. In Isengard couldn't achieve what he was looking for. Now the question is, will we see a second Hall of the Kingsmen? Will Engmar go for the push, I mean for the spam, or will he try to make some quality? Basically get this to level 2, get Black Numenorians on the field, eventually recruit heroes like Voldor. Even Karsh can be a very good hero, quite mobile, has the chill soul, affecting the entire area in a battlefield. Very underrated hero, has also fear resistant now, but it's not very important against Isengard. Isengard has no fear effects. But still, you know, the chill soul is very strong, because all you gotta do is be present, be next to the enemy units, and you can affect them non-stop, make them take damage over time, and also most importantly, reduce their movement speed by a ton. Oh, nice micro by Zirael. Look, the beautiful trample he got off. Half the HP from the Wildman of the Island got killed. Very great micro. The game is freezing from time to time. Hopefully, we won't run into any technical difficulties during the stream. Because Traki said at the beginning of the game, or before the beginning of the game, that he has some connection problems and he's afraid to lose connection. Hopefully that won't happen. 500 command points available for Ingmar and 450 command points available for Isengard. Ingmar is preparing for a big push. Wolfpacks, Gundabad, Orcs, Extrovers, you know, more Wolfpacks and Wolf Rider. They basically every single one of the units beside the Pikemen. Which means if Isengard would go for the Warp Pit and Warp Riders, that would actually be deadly in the situation, but that won't happen anytime soon. Again, expanding offensively would be very important. The Furnace is going to be unfortunately taken down. And Ingmar has a very strong army here. And you can see the Wolfpacks, they are just ignoring everything, getting to the Pikemen. And even in the Porcupine formation, the Pikemen are receiving so much damage from the best counter to the Pikemen, the Wolfpacks. I mean, to be honest, they kind of feel unfair to me because they are very mobile. That means you cannot even disengage. And the other counters to Pikemen, Archers or Swordmen, they don't nearly deal as much damage to them as the Wolfpacks do. And they are not even that mobile. So this is a very proper counter. They deal like tons of extra damage to the Pikemen. And even, you know, we are not talking about pleb Pikemen. This is our Uruk Pikemen. They are supposed to be strong. The Wildmen, they won't be able to deal any kind of economical damage. The Wolf Riders just in time. Beautiful trample. And Isengard is falling apart. Okay, the money is secured by Ingmar too. He was able to creep that offensively. When we take a look into the minimap, we can see Zirael is the one who is expanding offensively. Like here's a mill here, 2 mills at the top right corner. And with that, he will have a huge advantage in the command points department. We have right now 200 command point differential, which is 4 extra resource buildings. And again, it's a snowballing thing because eventually your mills are gonna hit level 2. That means the gap between your command points and your opponent command points is going to always get bigger and bigger and bigger. And Isengard, even though it got buffed a couple of times, has still very expansive units.
I will represent the men of Gondor.
Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. And for that reason, you need to have a good start into the game. Until you get to the point of devastation, to the industry, or to the field of fires, you will still have a weak eco. The Vork Sentry for defense, the pressure is real, and Isengard wasn't able to get to the opposite side of the map for the past 3 minutes. And again, every minute is going to make Ingmar eventually stronger and stronger. All of the Kingsmen level 1, Wolfdan level 1. And Ingmar is preparing. He's creeping at the same time, going for a big push. Again, no pikemen, I think. I don't see any pikemen. That means Warp Pit level 2 would be amazing, but unfortunately it's not level 2 yet. And the Warpacks, they cannot trample. They can't. Creep secured. He was also able to creep this one, even this one. So you can see the power point differential. Isengard is almost at 5 power points and Zirael, the Ingmar player, is at 9. It means there is 5 power point differential between the opponents in this game number 1. The Vork Sentry is actually doing a good job defending, also body blocking the enemy units from attacking the Furnace, but the Furnace is going to be taken on regardless. 10 power points now for Ingmar. And again, now we are having a very strong game-breaking point for Ingmar, I think, because he can go for the Orc Summon, and there is no counterplay to that. There are no trampling, there are no cavalry units from the side of Isengard. That means this combination with the War Chant is going to be extremely hard to defend for Isengard. All you gotta do is War Chant this, yeah. You see, big push. Isengard has to debuff them. He is doing it. Debuff is also kind of like a little bit stronger against buffs than it was in the version 8.5, which also is kind of like an indirect buff to Isengard. That comes the counter, defense with the War Chanted units. You have Crossbowmen, Pikemen, Weapon of Dunland. He should be able to protect this one. But again, you gotta keep in mind that killing summoned units doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give you experience points. It doesn't give you power points. It gives you literally nothing. The summons in this game are just too powerful, and you know, they can gather power points for you, but you can't gather power points killing them. There is no downside of the summons. 600 command points available for Isengard and 750 for Ingmar. Ingmar is a level 1 Wolfdan, level 1 Hall of the Kingsmen. He's going for the Wolfdan number 2. We see a spam of tier 1 units, no transition into anything stronger. Maybe Snow Trolls could be nice, Hill Trolls could be nice. Hill Trolls deal a ton amount of damage to the buildings too. Very, very strong. There comes the transition. And Isengard has actually a very decent army. Look at the positioning of the furnaces. I mean, they are only be built here just because of the command point purposes. So he gets, you know, more command points available. And we will see. He has too many furnaces next to each other. That's not the layout you are looking for. The mill is going to be found and taken down by the war packs. And we have a Witch King on the field, boys. BFME 1, yes, we will have later on also BFME 1 tournament games. Matthias is about to play at 5 PM, I think. We're going to be casting his games. The Witch King of Angmar. The strongest debuff in the game. I mean, that's a crazy strong debuff, by the way. With level 2, you get to nullify enemy leadership bonuses. And also, look, think about it. This completely shuts down the war chant. It already nullifies enemy leadership bonuses. And on top of that, it makes the war chant completely useless too. I'm telling you, the Witch King from Angmar and Mordor is going to be so strong in this beta. Because they... alone the Dread Visage or Dread Wrath is going to be enough for this hero to be impactful, you know, in every situation. It was already strong in the version 8.5, but after the nerfs to the buff system, this has not been nerfed, by the way. That's still the thing. That's still the same thing. This also has to be adjusted, in my opinion. This also needs to be in only minus 25 instead of minus 33, because this is just too powerful, man. This is just too powerful. And, you know, dealing with this hero is also very tough, because he has 6,300 HP with level 2. It means even if he makes a mistake and tramples into your pikeman, he won't get one-shotted. He's just too beefy for that. Witch King is coming. The debuff is very, very strong. The Warg Sentry can't withstand this much damage. Morgul Blade will be unlocked with level 4. Gollum is here, being chased by the Ingmar units. And what can Isengard do against this Witch King? The ring dropped on the enemy pikeman. And Isengard is forced to, you know, defensive formation. Even if you would go at this point for Lourdes, Lourdes can't match with the Witch King. Let's assume that Lourdes is level 4. You can cripple Witch King, yeah, but there is so much backup that you can't go near Witch King with your pikeman. There are too many wolf packs on the field. They will eat your pikes before you can make it to the Witch King, and your Lourdes can't fight him. So Lourdes with Carnage cannot fight against this dude. He's just too tanky and too strong. He has almost 500 melee damage, which is a lot, you know. Okay. I mean, he's gonna get more and more levels, almost level 4. The ring will be brought to the fortress, and Angmar might be, you know, eventually able to get to the point in which he can recruit the leader. I mean, the Lord of the Ring himself, you know, Sauron. Sauron and Witch King, we might see a game, we might see a potential reunited. Witch King and Sauron side by side. Because Angmar is so rich, he has over 2k in the bank, he has 900 command points, and he has such a big advantage that he can just be patiently waiting for the requirement of the resources for the Sauron. He has also the upgrade on the fortress for cheaper heroes. So basically, Witch King would only cost you 9,000 instead of 10,000. And I think you wanna go for it. The Berserker is getting crushed by the Witch King, level 4. I mean, level 6 for the Terrible Fury is kind of questionable, you know. The fear effect, the Felbeasts have it right off the bat, and this dude has to be level 6 for it. But level 10, the Hour of Witch King, or level 8, is also pretty powerful. Giant Summon available now for Angmar. He has the potential to just go for the end of the game. Isengard is not ready and not able to defend such a big push. We have Voldor on the field, and look at the money from Angmar. I'm telling you, Zirael is trying to save up for the Dark Lord. And it would be amazing to see the big boy in the group stage of the tournament. It would be amazing to see the Lord of the Rings himself, who balances this game. Every game has like a different group of people. This is being balanced by the patch 2.02 team. There is like a development team, the 2.02. That's also the patch we are using for this tournament. And it's an actively developed patch. So they are bringing every 6 months, 12 months a new version. There are tons of games being played on this version. And then they are getting feedback, you know, trying to improve the game, make it more balanced, more fun. And they've been doing this for many, many years. I mean, basically, you know, EA Games abandoned the games back in 2010, and since then, the 2.02 team is trying to keep this game alive, you know, by having a very balanced version of the Rise of the Witch King. For BFME 2, it's the patch 1.09 team. For BFME 1, patch 2.22, these are the active developed patches right now for the BFME games. Lourdes is on the field, level 1. What can Lourdes do against this big boy? The fortress is being chunked. I think we won't get the chance to see Sauron. I mean, Ingmar has almost the money for it. And Draki won't give us the chance to see the big boy. He's gonna call it, and that's gonna be the game number 1. Won by Zirael from Russia. Okay, we have the blue Isengard player, Zirael, versus the red Ingmar player, Draki. In the game number 2, it's a remake. It was not looking that good for Ingmar, but it is not over until it's over. Double furnace opening. Good now. Yeah, it's now not lagging. Hopefully it's going to be like that also. Kribin is going to be used for scouting purposes, and he will be able to find those 2 mills. Again, on this map, you can afford to build more resource buildings at the beginning because the gap between this and this fortress is too big. So the walk distance, you can't walk here, for example. You need to walk either from here or from here. So you need to walk this way. It's a long, long path, and that means you can build multiple mills or multiple furnaces before your production building. We have double furnace, work pit opening. I think what the player needs to do is build here a furnace, for example. You know, build offensively. There is no need to build everything around your own fortress, I think. All of the Kingsmen. I personally believe that this is a very risky move against Ingmar. Ingmar is a faction that
must prevail.
Ingmar will prevail. Ingmar is a faction that can just be patient with the Trollmaster. You don't have to transform them right off the bat. You can be patient. You can send the Trollmaster forward to the spot until you see the enemy units. If you see the Warpegs, all you need to do is turn them here on the spot to the pikemen. And like Isengard has no chance of dealing with the pikemen because he has no Uruk Pit, no White Man of Dunland, and the pikemen can deal heavy amount of damage to Isengard's economy. The Warpegs, they cannot fight against them. I like that one from Draki. That's very good. Draki, just be patient. Don't transform them, but he's gonna transform them into pikemen anyway. Okay, you wanna creep this, I believe. This one. And going for the second one. Oh, the game is again freezing, boys. Uh-oh. Okay. It's kind of odd though, because nothing happens. Everything is good for like 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden it stops the entire game. But all good. Creep secured, no problemo. Again, it's freezing. Let's hope for the best, boys. Let's hope for the best. The game is in slow motion. The Warpigs are now moving forward, and there is no defense yet. That means this mill might be taken down. Remember, now, in the beta we are using, you can combine the whole ability with your Warchan. So you can get, in total, more DPS, which can be quite nice when it comes to burst down the buildings. It doesn't even... I mean, you don't need that really, because there is no defense anyway. But Warpegs, that's their specialty. They're good for harassment. But the good thing is Ingmar was able to creep. That's pretty good. We have a clan setting coming up for Isengard next, so no Uruk Pit at all. Isengard trying to fight without the Uruks. But you need Uruks, you know, because there are no Rabble of Mindless Orcs. They are Uruk-hai. Oh man, this is unplayable though. It's lagging quite hard. The mill is going down. Okay. I come to command. The furnace is going to be taken down as well. Dude, I'm really surprised, boys. Everyone in the chat, I'm really surprised that Dunedain lost against Excitado or whatever his name is. I'm very surprised. I mean, I want to see this. I want to see this replay so badly, dude. I want to cast those games so badly. I didn't expect that Dunedain is going to be beaten at all in this tournament. For me, he was the favorite. Stevie is also very, very strong, but Stevie is kind of rusty. He didn't play this game for many years. I mean, that's going to be eventually his first tournament after many years he's participating in. And Dunedain isn't out of practice. He is still actively playing BFME 1 almost every single day. And for that reason, he was the favorite player, in my opinion. I was like, okay, Dune is gonna win this WCS. But when he got beaten up like this in the group stage, it kind of feels odd, man. I want to see this game so badly. Nice body blocking by Isengard, very good. And also, the pikemen, they will get shot in the face by the fortress. And the White Man of Dunland, they will take care of them. This game is looking even much better for Zirael than the previous one. We couldn't finish because of the connection problems of one of the players. 400 command points available for 50. Isengard has a very good start into the game, which is very important. And he's also going for the cheaper units. The Wildman of Dunnan, they cost less than 50% of a Uruk, but they are still very good harassers, so you can't ignore them. And the war packs, especially when you have like 2 battalions of them at the same time, they can deal heavy amount of damage too. 350 command points only for Ingmar, which is really, really bad. And you know what's even worse than that? The lags in the game. It's freezing from time to time, which makes it legit impossible to play.